everybody. We are officially live, and sorry that took a little bit longer than I had anticipated. I realized that I actually renamed my camera, so it desynced from my tablet, so I kind of had to like resync it, and that was fun, but it's all set up again now, and we're pretty much ready to go. I've got a cool little humidifier over on the right side, so hopefully it's kind of like hydrated the canvas, hydrated the hydrated painting, right? So anyways, yes, we are still working on color. Actually, we have a lot to go. I know it looks like a lot has been done, but we're still pretty far from actually finishing this thing, I feel. But we actually have made significant progress, so at least there's that. I did a few like little edits, quick edits in like a phone app, like that normal editor phone app. And I basically just blotched on color just to kind of experiment with some stuff. And let me see if I can pull it up to the screen, because this is kind of the idea that I have. I just want to see if this is gonna work. Let's go ahead and give it a look. Oh gosh, this is totally unrelated, but I gotta show you this picture that I took yesterday. We have a fire nearby, and that's the sun. Oh, it's crazy, dude. It was red. The sun was red through the smoke. Anyways, let's see if we can find this thing. Alright, here we go. So these are kind of like my ideas here. It's a picture of the painting, but I kind of want to do some like orangey accents, and if we zoom in here, I kind of have ideas for, oh, it's very hard to see with the screen on the camera, but I have some ideas with introducing some kind of like rainbowish, like just multiple hues, just put those together, and yeah, it's just gonna be pretty fun. I just have all these ideas, and I just hope that they work, because I've never done that before, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get with that. Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about this. We've got like this humidifier here now, and it's kind of blowing in my face. I might want to redirect it actually a little bit, because holy moly, dude. This thing's like blazing. Alright, so let's see. I want to know what kind of colors I want to mix up right now. I think I kind of want to get in these hues, like the regular old blue. We'll just finish that up first, and then we'll get into like the kind of crazy orangey ones. Gammy loves Robin, yay! I'm super excited that you're here. How do you feel about me starting an hour earlier? I'm pretty happy about it, personally, just because that means that I get to sleep a little bit more than if I decided to stay up completely like a crazy person. I like it. Good. Well, that's positive. Thank you. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so like there's this whole thing that's like exploding in the kind of like online art community thing that's going on. It's like it's like drama, but it's also like kind of a lot more than that. Basically, there is an artist that I am subscribed to, or a couple that I was subscribed to. Now it's just one of the two. On YouTube, and I really enjoy her like sketchbook story time stuff. I would put her on while I would work in my workshop, and you know, things would get super quiet in here while I was making orders, making keychains, and doing all kinds of stuff like that. So, you know, I would put her on. Her channel name is Emily Artful, And she's just, you know, she's just one of those successful business art people that I just really admire. And I like the way that she speaks about things. She speaks in a very mature tone about pretty much everything. And I like her a lot too because she's an artist mother. She's a mommy, just like me. So the relatableness, there's a lot of it. I really like that she is also a mother who, you know, speaks very fondly of her children. So anyways, and there's this other channel that I would follow just because I kind of liked, like, that they did something similar, but it wasn't quite the same. But there's, like, kind of this cattiness to her that's just, I, like, unsubbed to her a couple times and then resubbed, because I was just super flip-floppy, indecisive. But she would just kind of, like, you know, have story times, but they were kind of more dramatic. It was sort of like a guilty pleasure of mine, I guess. I watched, and she is, or was, Creep Show Art. But now her name is being dragged because I guess she started doing some really, or she has been doing, she's been stalking Emily Artful, and like she's like dating her ex-boyfriend, and like there's this really wacky stuff going on, and like with literal stalking and harassment for years and years and years, and it's just weird and super creepy. So like I'm kind of like just watching it from afar. Course, I'm just like watching this thing that it's just ridiculous, and it's kind of freaky, you know, because this girl was like, you know, she was also like a pretty successful YouTuber, and like she was basically just on YouTube just to like mimic Emily Artful, and I didn't know that. I didn't really catch that vibe before, but like it's just really weird. There's just, I don't much know how to describe it. There's a lot of details, and I'm not really one of those reporter people that like actually like goes through the details with people, to teach people like what was happening or whatever. But I just thought I would say that because like, so obviously I had unsubbed to Creepshow Art because she was like stalking and harassing Emily Artful. It was just horrible. Like, it's just weird watching the train wreck online because everybody's freaking out over these two. Oh, I just hope that I never have anything like that someday. Gosh. I don't think anything on that scale could possibly, because that was like totally a one-off. It's just like literally a crazy person that's got a vendetta against you, against her, that had been actively stalking. It's just weird. It just reminds me of the time where I had that friend who kind of just like, I don't know, she kind of like copied my ideas, so I thought we were bouncing ideas, and apparently we weren't. Apparently that was not the case, so of course, you know, she started doing what I was doing because I taught her everything and like how to do it, and then she started doing it, but she didn't ever mention me once, and she was getting her friends to like support her in what she was doing. You know, without giving away too many details, it's just like, then I started kind of doing what she was doing, thinking that we were just on those terms, you know? And, like, not quite what she was doing, but just, you know, something kind of similar. Oh my goodness! Amazing! Thank you so much! Kami Trauma! 6 Raiders, thank you guys so much! Thanks for being here. You rock! Right now, I am working on this painting that I call Glimmering Seabed. And this is a little sea dragon, as you can kind of see. Yeah, so we are kind of on we're working on the color right now. Ooh, thank you so much for the follow. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. Hello, hello, you guys. I appreciate you so very much. I'm usually not on at this hour. Usually I'm actually like an hour later on my streams, but boy, nobody's awake. And of course, I should really be switching up my schedule so that I can sleep a little bit more, but man, I appreciate you guys. You're awesome. So I'm going to be adding some like kind of wacky colors. I really have to get into the mindset tonight because I'm not quite there yet, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Yeah. Amazing. So like I'm going to be working on like, I'm going to try to make these scales on here. I'm going to try to do like a rainbow iridescent look. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. It looks like a cat kneading dough too. Oh, that sounds cute. Vaporeon, someone else said that too. I mean, it's blue and it has the fins and stuff, the long tail. So, I mean, you know, it's kind of got the Vaporeon vibes, especially right now until I add all the orange. I'm going to be adding orange, you guys. It's going to be kind of weird looking. But I need to be careful, like, how I add it. So this is the first night that I'm actually using a humidifier since I live in like a dry AZ. Arizona, it's so dry out here, so I'm using a humidifier now. And it seems like the paint's a little bit more workable. I'm using acrylics, so they dry very, very fast. Blending is not always the most, well, it doesn't always work out. That's pretty much the gist of it. It dries very, very fast. It's just really dry out here. So adding a humidifier, though, I think is helping this situation. I think it's actually helping quite a bit. I'm thinking with the deeper colors, I think I probably should go into like a violet or a purple. So let's go ahead and try to mix up something like that. No, it's a sea dragon, yeah. It looks like a Vaporeon, yeah. But I totally see your angle, you know. Somebody else said the same thing. Even my husband said that, you know. And oh, there's my bird. Amazing. Thank you guys so much. Ryan in Solency? Ryan and Solency? Am I saying that right? Thank you so much for the follow. You guys rock. You rock my socks. So this is a pretty deep violet, so I'm just kind of thinking, yeah, that's a very deep violet. Actually, I think I'm going to use kind of like a finer tip. I've got some really nice fine liner. There's my other bird. So those two are named Pecco and Brewster. Pecco is the lovebird that you just saw, and Brewster is the Indian ringneck that says, "How are you?" And so I made little pixel art of them. They're my boys. They're my feather babies. I love them and I adore them. And it's actual like sounds from them too. It's fun. Thank you. They're my feather boys. And like if I stream during the day, I like to bring Pecco on. He likes to watch me do art sometimes. He is such a smart little boy. He's so smart. But he'll sit on my arms and he'll watch me sometimes. It's so funny. While I was doing digital art for a little bit, sometimes I like to go back and forth in between like traditional like this and digital. He would like to like be on my shoulder and stuff, and just he would just become part of the stream, you know. Just just the guest, you know, the guest of honor. 10:18. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. That's right. It is currently 10:18. Normally I stream starting 11. It's the night owl stream, even though everything is like sun themed for my, like, you know, I guess persona. It's very, very sun themed. I do the night streams because those are the times that I actually get to myself. I'm a mother, I'm a mommy, and my daughter, she's awake during the day. So that is not the time for me to stream. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time during the day to do that, but at night, I have free reign, so I do this and then I sleep. Well, I did do my Etsy shop for quite a bit, which was, you know, I kind of slowed that down, and I have it kind of like in vacation mode now because I'm doing kind of like a rebranding content shift sort of thing on there. So that's going to take some time just to get that all set up. And I'm taking my time on it, man. I'm not trying to stress out. So it'll be a little bit. I was stressing myself out over it, but I figure it's not really worth it. Oh, Nightfire theme. See, the trigger isn't working for that, so I'll do it manually. There it is. At least I can switch it up manually. At least that's an option. I'm very happy that there's the option there. So I'm gonna try to add some like really deep tones here. Yeah, there we go. Yes. So what's your time there, you guys? Is it kind of like, you know, within more reasonable hours? Is it earlier? Is it later? My guess is it's quite a bit later. That would just be my guess, though. I don't know. Alright. Oh, wow! It's 12 p.m.? Is that what you're saying? Oh, 1:20. 1:20 p.m. Wow. Your time zone isn't, you are in a very different place from me. That's awesome. I love that. I actually really think that's great. That there is... I love that Twitch just kind of allows people to connect from all over the world. I mean, obviously, that goes for the internet in general, but it's just really cool. I hear my husband coughing. I hope he's okay. He's not usually up at this hour. But yeah. Alright, let's mix up some more paint. I didn't really mix up a whole lot now, did I? Don't think I did. I don't think so. Alright, yeah, we're gonna get some more violets. Use some more of that. Get some of those fine line details. So I think that the humidifier is doing me some good. I think it's doing well for me. There we go. I'm going off now. Thank you for sharing about your dragon. Have a good stream. Thank you so much, you guys. You rock. Kami Trauma, you are amazing. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for the raid. And thank you for the kind words. It really means a lot to me. Oh, amazing. Goldilocks. Oh, I love that name, Goldilocks. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the follow. And have an amazing rest of your day, Kami Trauma. Thanks so much for being here. Yes, awesome and amazing. So let's see. Let's just kind of try to add some finer details. I'm hearing some sounds like outside, like at my window, which is weird to me. I've had that happen before, and to be completely honest, I kind of freaked. And, you know, it wasn't ever during a stream, but it's happened before and nothing went wrong, so I guess I'll just ignore it. Maybe it's animals outside, I don't know. It's kind of freaky though. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, creepy sounds. It looks so good. Thank you so much, Goldilocks. You're amazing. I really appreciate you. We are a ways away from finishing, and to be honest, I forgot to color this up here. Whatever, we'll get there. No trouble at all. So, the humidifier is actually really helping me with fine lining right on the canvas without having that dry, like it won't actually stick to the canvas problem, which tends to be like just a really bad issue when I'm trying to fine detail stuff. So that's a really good indication that it's working. Oh, and another indication that it's working is the fact that I have these like little reference photos for like learning how to draw underwater. I took them at the aquarium so that I could get some ideas and inspiration. And the pages are kind of wrinkling over here, so I can definitely tell the humidifier is doing something for me. It's wonderful. I'm really happy about it. And I got Shane that one too, and he said that it's helping him in the mornings with his chest congestion, so that's positive as well. You guys gotta understand, okay, humidifiers are like, you know, really big here because we have very, very, like a really dry climate. We're in the desert. So, so I've had kind of an aversion to humidifiers for years because we had a humidifier at one point that I had bought like at Walmart or something, and it was one that like it's like a Vicks one, and it's kind of like a almost like really big, like a bowl. It was a huge humidifier, and it would just heat up, and then it would sputter, and like it would get really hot, and like this really hot steam would come out. It would sputter. It was like a dangerous thing that you had to keep like you had to put like distilled water in it and then put like salt in it to make it actually work. It was very, very weird. And then I finally did get it to, I did actually get that thing to work, but like, it was kind of dangerous, and also like it started like developing this weird like black stuff that I thought was mold on the inside. And it didn't take very long, and I would clean the thing like consistently. I would clean it a lot. I cleaned it pretty much after every use, I think I cleaned it. Anyways, there was like this stuff, like this like black stuff that was trapped inside of the mechanism with like the air vent on the outside of the thing, and it's hard to explain. But I thought it was mold for the longest time until we recently saw these reviews on the same one on Amazon, and somebody mentioned that that they were having the same problem, and it turned out that it was the electrodes that heat the thing up from the inside. It's like oxidizing and falling apart, and all of this black stuff coming out into the air, like it would like emit like like black vapor, and it smelled awful. And like for the longest time I thought it was mold, which is disgusting. But this guy said that it's the electrodes that are oxidized and it's metal. And he said, don't buy this thing unless you want black lung. And I was just like, no way. It's scary, dude. That is so scary. Can you believe that? That they even sell stuff like that? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the follow, Comrade Panda. You're amazing. Came in with a rave, but it's time for me to crash. I'm tired. Yeah, it's probably late where you're at too. Well, thank you so much for dropping in, you guys. You're amazing. And I hope that you have an amazing night. Comrade Panda. I've got another friend who does the panda thing. McQuacken Panda. I like pandas. This is awesome. Surround me with all the pandas, please. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing, I want to say night. Yeah, get some rest. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your follow. I can't believe Vicks would sell a humidifier that's like that dangerous. Like, it's scary to think. They're a well-known company. I mean, they, you know, they're the Vicks Vapo Rub stuff. They make that. You would think that as a more reputable company that they wouldn't do that. But what do I know? This new humidifier is just amazing. Seriously. I really I had such an aversion to that. Thinking that they would all be like that, and they're not. I was wrong. I wanna kind of add some green up there. Yeah, it's really helping me kind of like lay the paint on. Oh, yeah. And like, I think I kind of really need to like blend this in here. So like, it's helping me kind of blend the colors too. Nothing too crazy, I think, but it's actually really helping me. Let's see. Okay, so I kind of want to add like a little bit of the color, like a pop of color right there. Okay, so I'm going to be getting into some wacky like colors here tonight. The colors that I'm going to be doing are going to be like orange, just a crazy orange pattern, orange patterns along the tail. It's gonna be like very inspired by the paradise fish colors, and inspired by like zebrafish or lionfish, I think is the name of it. Lionfish, that's what I'm thinking of. The one with the crazy spines and all of the like patterns that just go along its fins. It's gonna be very inspired by those types of sea life. And of course, I'm sure there's some subconscious inspiration with Vaporeon. It's not something that I really thought about, but you know, I really probably should have made that connection early on, considering, you know, like, I'm kind of a Pokemon fan, so, or, you know, I haven't played the Sword and Shield games. I actually boycotted those, but you know, I've been following the series since I was a wee child. I wonder if there was a recall on that. I hope so. Oh, Rin, awesome. You're a little late joining tonight. I am early to stream, so you know what? you're technically early. So let's think of it that way, right? Because I adjusted my schedule so that I am 1 hour earlier than the norm. So I figured that would help a bit with my sleep schedule because my daughter is consistently getting up very early in the day now. It's like a very everyday thing, so I figured I'm going to roll with the punches and I'm going to adjust my schedule now too. Yep, it's gonna help, I think. I hope so. And also like the recall thing, like I would hope that there was a recall on that. But it doesn't seem like there ever was because they're still actively selling it. If you look at the reviews, like I got that thing years ago, and the reviews show that that thing is still being sold and people are still complaining about it for the same reasons. I feel like there should be a recall on it, and I feel like it's a hazard. And of course we're talking now about that humidifier thing. Yeah, and the humidifier is just dangerous. The Vicks Vapor Rub, or Vicks, it comes with like a Vapor Rub pack so that you can actually like, I don't know, make it Vapor Rub scented or something when you put the insert in the chamber or whatever. And I never used it. Or maybe I did use one of them and I didn't like it and then I threw it out or something. Like they sent me 2 of them or put 2 of them in the box. I can't remember. It was way back in the apartment days. I originally got that then, and I continuously used it thinking there was like nothing really wrong with it. And I cleaned it a lot. I cleaned it after like every use, I'm pretty sure. So it's kind of freaky, you know? Just kind of unsettling. They sell that kind of stuff, but they're fine with that, you know? They're totally fine with that, no big deal. No big deal, it'll just give you black lung disease. Gosh. Freaky. Okay, so let's see. I kind of want to move this like down here. Cause that highlight to go down just a little bit. Alrighty. I still hear him coughing. My husband is coughing. I wonder why he's coughing. Hope he's okay. I think it's faint enough that it won't that we won't hear it though through the mic, possibly. I hope. Had to get rid of one of the tracks on my stream. A track that's being flagged by YouTube is one of the Final Fantasy tracks on here. The battle one. See, I just did like a battle with Acrylic's thing, but yeah, they're claiming that on YouTube, so. Oh well, right? What are you gonna do? Yeah, so I removed it, and you know, it's not like I'm running ads on YouTube or anything like that, at least right now. Like, the VODs, I am now archiving them on a new channel. He has black lung. Stop it! That's stupid humidifier. God. It was so bad. It was so bad that he has black lung now. Oh my god. That is too funny. I would say he has the stacky, but it turns out it wasn't the mold. I thought it was the mold. I really did think it was mold. But it wasn't. And I don't know if I should feel better or worse or pretty much the same about it, you know? Metal, mold. Come on now, you know? Just don't sell us products that kill us, please. Crazy companies. We're doing some darker colors. Just trying to get this kind of alright. Just kind of get this like all set up so that we know where our darkest darks are kind of gotta go. And I really want to get into the color, and it's gonna be like kind of crazy colors, man. Like when I think about it, it sounds like it's gonna be like really maybe kind of bad, but you know what? When I did that little like picture of it, like kind of like a rehearsed version of it or a draft version of it on my phone, super rough version of it. It was like not bad. The colors were not terrible. They weren't clashing, and they kind of turned out the way that I hoped that they would, possibly better. But I'm just hoping it kind of stays that way because I don't really fully know what to expect, if that's going to turn out all good, or if it's going to be like eye piercing colors. It's depressing that people will sell dangerous stuff and get more money for it. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's not even like they don't even have any kind of concern or interest in, you know, the well-being of their customers. It's just no. I just saw a thing actually on I can't remember what the brand was. I am name dropping, but I'm not sure like if this was it. But I recently saw a thing on, I think it was like Even Flow, children's car seats. I could be wrong, but I think it's Even Flow. Children's car seats that are like, I think they're being recalled or something. Some really sketchy stuff actually went on with that. So they were selling car seats that were essentially like they faked the testing and they faked their own safety rating. Like it was literally faked. Like they claimed that they had a safety rating and like that it was tested and everything like that, but it actually wasn't. And oh man, I don't like talking about depressing stuff here, but I'm just gonna say it. This little girl, well, she was in a vegetative state after her parents got into an accident. In fact, they got hit from the side, and yeah, they're just designed from side impact. Like they don't keep the kid's head in the seat. It's the most horrifying thing. Orange and blue almost always look amazing together. You know what? I agree with you. Let's go ahead and change away from that depressing subject, because that is like the most depressing thing I've had to talk about. Anyways, yeah, I agree. Orange and blue. I mean, they're complementary, so they're opposites on the color wheel. So that's kind of what I'm going for right now. I like the way that the Paradise Fish looks. The Paradise Fish captures it well. It wears the blue and the orange very well if you look at it. And I kind of really like the way that it looks on fish. I like the way that it looks on the scales, the natural patterns and things like that on the fish. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and start kind of like adding color over here. Let's maybe go a little bit lighter with that. Lighter, more green, I guess. More blue, more green. This is kind of super light, but I kind of like that. Kind of like, we're just gonna fill this in here. Kind of want to add a little more water to this. It is kind of not really sticking to the canvas the way that I want it to. Just needs a little more humidifier on it. If I could bring this thing a little bit closer, maybe that could help. Perhaps. Alright. Took my daughter to the pool today. We kind of all went as a family unit with her dad, my husband, and her, and she got to try out these cool little floaties that I got for her. And she loves them so much. She was like laughing hysterically just using them. She absolutely loved being in the pool. It was just so cute. She was happy floating in the water with their new pool floaties. And they're so cute too because they have little ice cream and polka dots on them. And I knew she would like them because it's got a little ice cream pattern. I got her that one specifically because I knew she'd want to wear it. And she fell in love with it immediately, just as I predicted, because she saw the ice creams and she told me to put it on her, and I was like, yes. I chose right. I was pretty glad about that. Yeah, super adorable. It was a good time. Alright, so it looks like I need to re-up on some paints here. Maybe not a lot of paints. Maybe a little bit though. Pretty soon at least. Might not need to right now. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some more paints a little bit over here. They are still on my palette. They just need to be mixed up a little bit. Now let's kind of see. Right. Alright. Let me think. I kind of want to do... I probably should focus on like larger things instead of just this tiny, tiny little brush right now. Perhaps I should use kind of like a slightly larger brush for... We're not doing like fine line details right now, so I think I can kind of up the size of the brush over here. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Up the size of the brush. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a little better. It's nice and soft. It's going on there nice and soft. There we go. Yeah, alright. So yeah, so we have a left to do, and you might notice things kind of like start to slow down. So like I was kind of making some pretty quick progress in the last 6 sessions. The first few were just like quick progress, but you're gonna start to see things slow down because I'm going to be starting to work in smaller patches. And I really, you might, if you've seen my other stuff, you might know that I kind of have a love for detail. So I will probably start getting lost in the details quite a bit eventually. So that might make things kind of slow down a little bit. Yup. Suppose I don't have a lot of news going on right now. Nothing crazy to update. Just that insane, like, I mean, honestly, is online drama and stuff like that, but it's just kind of freaky to me because, like, 2 creators that I followed for ages and ages are like, well, one of them's kind of outed to be a fraud in every way, pretty much, and the other one ended up, well, she kind of went dark on her content. She was kind of not really putting out content as much, and I thought something was odd about that to me, and turned out that it was. Turned out that there was something weird going on, and well, I'm just a little bit shook, because normally that kind of stuff doesn't affect me. The online drama, I just don't really care about it. But, this one, like, just kind of freaked me out, just because I really like these creators a lot. Well, not Creepshow art anymore, but gosh, it's just kind of insane. There's just, like, it's a huge rabbit hole of information, but if you have, like, you know, couple hours of downtime, and I say a couple hours because literally it's a lot of information, and even the best info dump videos and things out there and things to read out there, they're still gonna eat up all your time. It's ridiculous. It took me so long to kind of grasp what was actually going on. It's kind of freaky. Alrighty. Here we go. Probably gonna kind of like fade this piece out just a little bit, and then maybe make that one a little bit lighter. A little bit lighter, maybe. Okay. I think I've mixed up the correct color on that. That might be a little too much. I might want to kind of trim down the edges there. I think I can do that though. No sweat. No problem at all. Got it taken care of. Yeah. There we are. Yeah, I really enjoy painting. I don't know what it is. There he is. Like a fraud, as in they stole other people's art. Hey, it's Glenn. How you doing? Another Twitch watch. I can't even see that far, man. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So anyways, no, I mean, I don't think that they stole people's art. I think that there's a rumor that's going around that they did, but I mean, I could be wrong. Or maybe I think actually they commissioned people and didn't pay them or something, but no, it goes way deeper than that. Like, it's a rabbit hole of information. So the content that this girl produced, I'm gonna try to break it down as much as humanly possible. But essentially, I was following these two creators for a few years. One of them is Emily Artful. I like her a lot. She sounds very mature in her videos. She's, you know, she just talks about things like very, I don't know, she just sounds like she is mature and she knows what she's talking about. But she would kind of have like these story time or somewhat gossipy videos a little bit. But she's also a mother of, I want to say, 2 boys. I could be wrong. 2, maybe 3 boys. She's a mother, and I just really liked her because she's just relatable in that way. She's a mom, and she does the art thing, and she's kind of doing, you know, what I want to do in life. And I think that's amazing. So I look up to her in that way. And then there is, and she makes a series called Sketchbook Storytime, which is like, you know, she would just draw on her sketchbook, and it's just like a time lapse of her, you know, making artwork in her sketchbook, usually like watercolors. And she would just kind of talk about like some story time. It's like a story time video, just, you know, talking about her old art teacher, whatever, you know, just random stuff. And then there's this other channel called Creepshow Art, and they talk about the most gossipy stuff ever. It is so gossipy. Gooders, ma'am. Does that mean you're leaving? I appreciate you though so much, Glenn. You're amazing. You're an amazing individual. I know it sounds kind of whack because he comes in here and he talks about, like, you know, crapping himself or whatever, but but he's a very awesome person. Yeah, so anyways, sorry guys. So anyways, Creepshow Art is, she addresses herself, or she, you know, I want to say she introduces herself as Shannon. That's her name, and it is her actual name, I guess, is Shannon. So anyways, Shannon, Creepshow Art, aka, but I'm going to call her Shannon from now on. Shannon, I guess, like, started dating the ex of Emily Artful, and this was all going on. Nobody really knew that this was happening. This was not public knowledge until kind of recently. But she started dating her ex, and they were like, you know, Emily Artful, I guess, was in a pretty like abusive relationship with this guy, and he's kind of like just very controlling, and for lack of a better term, like kind of like the R word. I'm just gonna say like grapey. Yeah, he's horrible person. So anyways, this very dangerously insane individual who also would talk about like just doing like committing horrible crimes all the time. He didn't actually commit them, I think, but he was like dangerously insane. And he would like talk about like his fantasies of committing horrible crimes like pretty often, I guess. And so these obviously set off a lot of alarm bells and things for a normal person. Like I guess Emily Artful was not in the best place in the whole world, but I guess This whole thing, like, it's such a rabbit hole, you guys. I apologize in advance. But, like, I guess she started dating, or he started dating after they broke up, like, his old co-worker, who happened to be Shannon, who was Creepshow Art. And, I guess she, like, made that channel to begin with. Like, she would start to make, like, content that was very similar to Emily Artful, and she, like, had it out for Emily, apparently. She just hated her guts. Because, like, I guess Emily Artful said or did something that kind of stepped on her toes a little bit, like, ages ago. Just kind of like a little thing that is just like, okay, you can hate somebody over that, but you don't go and do this. I guess, like, she had been stalking, I'm just giving the brief details. She started stalking Emily and using all kinds of, like, sock puppet accounts, which are just, like, empty accounts to make people think that other people are talking. So, like, you know, just having a bunch of conflicting or, like, a bunch of messages on social media. Like, if you just make a bunch of different accounts and bombard somebody with messages to make it seem like they're being harassed by a bunch of people, essentially, or stuff like that. It's all weird. She was doing that for ages, and, like, and then she was, I guess, like, Creepshow Shannon was lying literally about, like, everything on her channel. She just turned out to be a dirty liar, and she went on some, like, anonymous website called, like, LOL Cow or something, and, like, that website you can post anonymously, but the admins basically will out you if you break their rules, which she broke their rules by talking about herself in the third person. And so they outed her and outed her IP and outed all the messages that she posted there. And it turned out that she was talking smack about literally everybody that she, like, talked well to, or, you know, like, was friends with, quote unquote, in, like, the art community and everything. Like, everybody that she said that she was on good terms with, everybody, like, pretty much every person. She said hateful slurs, very, like transphobic slurs and insults to the LGBTQ community, and she used very ableist language. It was, like, really, really bad for her image. I mean, really bad. Like, she burned literally every bridge she ever made through this website because she decided just to talk smack on everybody. And it was awful, dude. And she's getting annihilated right now. And she had been outed for stalking Emily Artful, and they were, like, sending these messages and, like, trying to dox her and trying to, like, threaten to, like, you know, leak bad photos because her ex happened to have them. It's just a scary situation. It's terrifying. Gotta go. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Glenn. I appreciate you very, very much. I really do. You're awesome and amazing. Yeah, so the whole thing, it's just, it goes beyond the scope of like, art theft. Like, art theft is one thing, but oh my god. And, like, it had been going on, the stalking had been going on, I guess, for, like, an entire decade. Like, a whole 10 years. Which is just, it's unthinkable to me that somebody can stay that obsessed. Like, how? How does anyone stay that obsessed over someone? And how can someone, like, seriously just, it's just so disheartening, you know. I am not at all like bothered at the fact that like she's getting her just dessert right now. Actually, I'm pretty glad that people are like, I mean, there's canceling and then there's this. Like, she's getting annihilated. And I've never really cared too much about that kind of stuff, but just because it's two different creators that I followed that I thought were completely like different from each other, really, just like seeing that stuff go down, it's kind of like shocking. To me, it's kind of freaky, and it's sort of kind of like depressing, just knowing. But I'm just really happy to see that things kind of like came to light now. 'Cause now I know why one of my favorite creators kind of stopped and started going dark, and things just started to kind of make sense and piece together there. I'm just really glad. I'm just really glad to see things kind of change for the better. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. I mean, what else is new? What else is going on, right? Yeah, so as for me though, I'm trying to get better about like, you know, getting out there and probably putting my stuff out and using different avenues to do so. I have all kinds of footage that I want to use for different things. I recently put out some footage on Facebook of the varnishing process of my last completed piece. So that was cool. That was like the first varnishing. That was like the first layer. So it goes on like nice, and it's not as smooth as like the next layers, but it's pretty cool anyways, because you can really see like how it kind of makes things, like the contrast is just upped from it. It just looks nicer after it's varnished. Yeah. So let's see here. I think that those little head fins look okay right now. I do kind of want to make this little color over here though. Let's go ahead and make our little salmon color over here. I think I should probably make a new palette. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a nice warm palette. Have you thought about selling your items at cons? I have thought about that, and I've been asked by a very kind supporter of mine who had messaged me on Etsy asking if they would see me at a convention, because they noticed that I'm in Arizona, so they thought maybe they could see me while they were also in Arizona. I haven't done a convention before, but I would love to. I would really like to do that. I want to do shows, I want to do conventions. I want to be able to do that stuff. I think it would be really fun. Alrighty, let's see. It would be really cool. I would definitely need to make a lot of merchandise. Just so that I can have stuff to sell. I'd have to like kind of, you know, get everything ready, get some bulk orders in of prints and stuff. It would be really cool. Definitely something that I would like to do. Okay. Let's take orange. Add a little bit of magenta. Add a bit of white. So the orange that we're using is vermilion. I think that this is going to be a great way to mix up this specific color that I'm going to try to achieve. It is the coral color here. I think I'm going to try to go over the coral a little bit more. So we're gonna do mostly vermilion. But we're also gonna use some magenta in this. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get that coral color, but it's gonna be a lot more coral-y than it currently is. Okay, I think we're on to something now. Here we go. Okay. I never ran a booth at a con, but cons are so much fun in general. I have, however, put on shows at cons, and it's a lot of fun. That's so cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. You know what? I've never been to a convention before, but I would really like to. I would really, really like to. I was going to go one time with a friend. And to be completely honest, and this was like back in high school days, we had plans to go to this one convention, and I chickened out, dude. I got nervous because I have really bad social anxiety. At the time, I was too scared. But I feel like I missed out big time, dude. I missed out big time. I could have gone, and I didn't go. There was this one time where I was going to sell at a booth at, it was gonna be a show. I think it was at Club Red, evidently. And, unfortunately, some things happened where, like, I was going to be selling with a friend of mine, and, I think pretty much we had falling out. And something happened where she ghosted me, and, I made the posters for the event, so I designed the posters, and then everybody ghosted me. Because they were, you know, on her side of things when stuff went down, we had a disagreement, and she just decided to ghost me on the whole event, and that was going to be the first time that I'd ever sell in person. I was looking forward to it so much because I had never actually sold anything in person before, so it was just very, very disappointing. I only knew that the event still happened because somebody had posted pictures of her selling on Facebook, and I happened to see them. But I'm pretty sure she was trying to keep them secret from me. Yeah. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Make sure make sure you take a good water bottle and be aware people don't always shower or change their cosplay. Yuck. Me too. I had a panic attack my first con and I thought I was going to die. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that you came out of that and you came out of it still loving conventions, because my goodness. Yeah, social anxiety can be like pretty much crippling. Like, I don't know, it's not easy dealing with the social anxiety thing. As much as I would like to say that it's all fine and dandy, it is quite difficult dealing with it. I can be okay with like talking to people for work and stuff, and that took me a long time to start doing and actually get used to. But Yeah, I mean, I still struggle with like events and stuff, being in person. Like going places that are packed with people. It's like sometimes I kind of struggle with that still. There's still something that's just. Some days I'm more into it or just better at it than others. But yeah, it's it's kind of a struggle dealing with the social anxiety thing, for sure. I feel like I've done pretty well with the Twitch streaming though, considering I was actually super nervous about it the first. I don't even know. It was a long time. I was super nervous about it. I felt like my heart was gonna explode every time I was going to hit that start streaming button. And now it's just part of the routine, you know. I get a little bit of nervousness, but it is nothing compared to what I normally get, to be completely honest. Let me know if you do decide to sell at a con. I may have to go. Ooh, that would be super exciting. Yeah. Anything that I do would probably end up being local. So anything that would be like in Phoenix, in Arizona. So it might be quite a bit of a trip for you, but if I am doing that regularly and you find yourself in this area, I would love to see you. That would be so awesome and neat to meet you in person. It really would be. And don't forget to bring cosplay. I'm sure you're already on the ball with that one. Alright, let's mix up some orange. I'm gonna go ahead and put together. I'm going to grab some of this blue over here because we're going to tone it down a lot. And then we're also going to grab some of this natural root red, I guess. That's probably pretty good to use. We'll use that, and we'll also use, I don't know if I want to use primary yellow. Azulite probably sounds a little better. Possibly. Or, actually, I like this yellow better. It's process yellow. Let's use that. If I can just open the bottle. There it goes. Okay. It worked. I do struggle with that social anxiety. As much as I have worked a lot of social jobs that require that kind of level of social, you know, social ability, I guess you could say. Okay. How does this orange look? Does this look like the orange that I want to use? That is the question. Okay, I think there's possibility that I want to use this orange. I am kind of liking it. It's growing on me. See, it's a very toned down orange. It's not super bright, incredibly eye assailing. It is a very gentle orange. Okay. Yeah. And on these wings, I am going to... Wow, it looks pretty bright through the camera, though. It sure does. It looks a lot more bright on the camera than it does in person, even. If I go to a con, I'll more than likely be in cosplay, and I plan to go to California cons, so Arizona isn't a big deal. Awesome! That would be so cool. West Coast, baby! That would be really cool. California is pretty awesome and super pretty. Have you ever been to Arizona? We have cacti and caribous and ranches and wild horses. That's what we have out here. We have sunlight, dead plants, really dry desert weeds, like tumbleweeds. Yeah, super exciting stuff, truly. I was born in California and I'm kind of thinking of moving back. Wow. I didn't know that. California is very pretty. I really like it out there. I don't blame you for wanting to move back. It would be cool to make a trip to California again sometime kind of soon. A little family trip. Probably when my daughter's a little bit older and I feel like I can handle her around the ocean a little bit better. Might be a few years. To be honest with you. Might be a couple years before I feel comfortable doing that. Yep, I lived there till I was 4, then we moved here, and now that I'm grown, I think I want to go back. That's understandable. Wow. It's been a long time, huh? You probably kind of really miss it. California is cool. That is for darn sure. I just really like that it's by the ocean, you know. I think it's very fitting because I'm working on the ocean painting, right? But we don't really, I don't really see as somewhat close as I live. I don't really see the ocean very often. In fact, a few years ago, my husband and I and Gammy Loves Robin, we all went to California. We went to go to the beach. We went to go see the ocean. And it was beautiful. It was a really good time. We're making these patterns, and within these little markings here, we're gonna have like blue inside. It's gonna be such a pretty monster, sea monster creature. He's going to be so pretty. I don't remember much, but I remember the first time we went to the beach and there was a dead shark on the beach. Oh, God. You know, it kind of reminds me of Like when we had gone to the beach the first time that I went, my stepsister found a dead jelly. It's not the same as a dead shark. That's kind of wild, you know? Definitely not stuff you see every day. That's for darn sure. Yeah. Dead jellyfish. Nobody was stung. It was weird because, like, my stepsister, she found it and it just kind of washed up and sloshed on her foot. But she didn't get stung by it. It was just like the top of it that touched her, I think. Which is awesome that she didn't get stung. But then as soon as other children in the area caught wind of that, they came rushing over and they were like, oh my gosh, a jellyfish! And then they came over and they just kind of like took it from her. And then they started playing with it. This dead jellyfish that just washed up. It was weird. We were just like, okay, weirdos, just don't sting yourself, I guess. Hilarious. So funny. Good times, good times. I remember it being massive, like as big as a bus, but my mom showed me a picture of it a few years ago and it was only about as big as a grown man. Wow. Yeah, I mean, when you get older, as you get older, things kind of, your perception of things, as you get larger, things around you feel like they're getting smaller. My cousin got pinched on his, on his no parts by a blue king crab. Oh God. That sounds awful. Oh my God. It's those moments where it's like, alright, maybe being a girl isn't so bad. Maybe it's all good. Alright, so that's kind of the orange that I'm looking for. And we're gonna kind of we're gonna pepper in some more orange marking details. Just right around here. Let's see, how does that look? Looks pretty okay. I just need to fill in this gap here with blue. I do need to kind of go over this a couple of times. So, but I'm just kind of... Okay. Nice. Alright, and then... I think that's kind of what I want to do. Something like that, I guess. We'll see. I remember I caught a puffer fish in my bucket and it puffed up and got stuck, so I had to throw my bucket into the ocean. Oh! Oh my gosh! Poor little puffer fish. Well, that's nice that you released the pufferfish. That's too funny, though. I can just, like, imagine something weird like that happening, like, if my daughter had a bucket and she would just, like, freak out and throw it in the ocean. That's totally something she would do, you know? How do you get that kind of thing out, right? Little orange markings over here. Call it a Vaporeon now. It's got too much orange. Nice. There we are. We spent a lot of time at the beach when we lived in California. Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much the thing to do, you know? People living in California, I feel like for the most part you'd be foolish not to spend time at the beach, you know? Almost done with this part. I'm just gonna leave that hanging. So these kind of look like little H's, and this looks like, ooh, it's kind of fun. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Okay, so now, oh right. I do need to add some of the orange markings up here. I recall. Just one orange marking on that one. Just one tiny little brush stroke. Okay. Super. Oh, my foot's peeling off the perf. That's such a lovely sound. Okay, anyways, let's see. Wow, okay. So let's go ahead and start kind of adding in this as well. Okay, let's go ahead and start adding our little H's. They look like weird little H's. The humidity is definitely helping. This humidifier is definitely helping me get... I can tell that I would be wrestling with this paint right now. Just trying to get it to stick because it's giving me a little bit of trouble, just not a lot. Not as much as I'm used to. We spent a lot of time. Oh, I already said that. I already read your comment. That's so funny. Oh, hilarious. On my palette paper over here, if you just look for a sec, on my palette paper over here, these colors that I'm mixing, this little orange thing looks like a fish, isn't that right? It's kind of funny. It's like, that's totally not intentional, but it looks like a fish. I just looked down. I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like a fish shadow. There we go. Let's start adding more crazy little H's. That looks right. Maybe it's a little bit off though. I feel like it should be going up a little higher. Cool. And there we are. We are kind of doing some crazy color experimentation here. How are we feeling about it thus far? I personally feel pretty good about this. A little better than I initially felt. It's a very rough version of what I'm going for currently. It's a very, very rough version of it, but it's just really good to get started on it. Yep. Okay, I've pretty much used up most of my paint here on my palette with this color. So with the last of this, I think I'm going to start kind of doing the extra markings. And we got our little extra markings. And then we are kind of like inspired. You can tell it's got that parrotfish, that I want to say paradise fish look to it. Let's kind of remix up some of these colors. Looks like I'm kind of running dry over here. Just add a little more to it. Add some white. Too much red. Let's add some yellow. A lot of yellow. A lot more yellow than that. Perhaps a tiny bit of blue. Just a dab. It's a very small little bit. I want to desaturate it just a tiny bit. Best way to do that is to add the complementary color. It desaturates it a little bit. There we are. Just mix up a fresh batch. Now we can go over all of it a second time. That might be a little too much red still. Maybe a little more yellow to counterbalance that. There we go. I think that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Bingo, that is the color. No, I was talking to somebody earlier today on a group post on Facebook, and I was sharing my dragon art with these lovely folks. And this older lady was saying that she can't work with paints because she can't mix up the same colors every time. Just kind of made me thankful that I'm able to do that. I'm not sure if there's like a perception to it or if it's like a trained thing. But I'm just thankful that I'm able to do that pretty much with ease. Be able to see the colors and what it lacks, what it needs, just have the perception for them. I can't imagine wanting to deal with color and be like a painter, but also like being colorblind. I have seen really awesome artists though that can still make amazing art despite just being colorblind. So maybe it wouldn't hinder so much. I'm just thankful. That's all. Pretty cool. Everybody's got their strong suits, you know. I can't do music. I can't do rhythm. McQuacken! Oh my gosh! Hey girl! How are you doing? Oh, thanks so much for being here. And thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate you. I'm adding some really wacky colors right now. It looks pretty whack. Pretty crazy. I think I want to do the orange up here too. I think I want it to kind of fade into the coral color. Possibly. We'll just kind of go crazy with this stuff, you know? Here we go. Something kind of like that, I guess. Fun. I appreciate you so very much. How have you been lately? I feel like I haven't caught up with you in a while. I feel like it's been a little bit. Has it? I sent you an image on Messenger about a new baby. Oh, I turned my notifications off. Here, I think I can pull it up wherever my phone is. Oh, I found my phone. Here it is. I forgot that I did that. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's a gecko. Little baby gecko. Let's look at McQuacken's little gecko. Hold on. Hold the phone. There he is. What a precious little baby. There we go. That's too cute. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sending that. I forgot I have all these messages. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I'll look at those later. I can't. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is so cute. It looks like a little baby. What kind of gecko is that? That looks really familiar to me. Was that a leopard gecko? Like a baby leopard gecko? I really like geckos. It's one of the pets that I feel like I could probably handle too, like that I could handle keeping at this current time. But I don't know if I want to do that after my many heartbreaks with lost lives with lizards in the past, I don't know, 10 years or something of that time range. It's been very sad losing many lizard lives. Over the past few years, I've had like no luck. Horrible things would happen to them. And like for instance, my lizard Olive, he passed away. He was having problems for a little bit. He was having seizures and stuff, and I figured out what the problem was, is it was his bulb not emitting the right light. Even though it looked like it was emitting light, it looked like it was fine, but the bulb was actually not emitting enough light. The basking bulb, the UV bulb. And so he started having seizures, so I replaced the bulb, got him some calcium supplement, and then he was okay in that department, and then he passed away not long after that. And I found a mass in his body. I think he had cancer, and I didn't know that. He was my Emerald Swift, and then there was my Chinese water dragon named Typhon, who passed away in his sleep. And he had, I was hurt so bad by this. Both of these lizards I was very, very attached to. And Typhon, he passed away in his sleep, and when I noticed he didn't, come out of his little bedding area like normal, I was like, what's going on? You're sleeping in a little late, buddy. And I went to go get him, and he had passed away. He had some like kind of internal bleeding in his chest, and I don't know what could have happened there. That was very abrupt, random, and he was acting totally fine the day before. Oh man. And then there was my bearded dragon who passed away. And he had like a prolapse because he ate gravel from a gravel mat, which, by the way, they sell gravel mats at PetSmart. They're meant for like, substrates or instead of substrates. Use them at the bottom of your terrariums. It's just a mat with like gravel glued on or something, which was a poor choice because he ate that. He ate a piece of gravel, and then it destroyed his insides and he passed away. Very, very, very unfortunate. You're popular, but yeah. Only I and you know it's a hatchling leopard gecko. Oh! Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I can't get lizards now, at least for a while, until I get over that. It might be many years. It might be many years down the line, but yeah, waiting's not such a bad thing. I've come to appreciate waiting thing for things, for the right opportunities and stuff like that. Not a problem. I really love geckos though. You know what the kind of gecko I really want to get is have you heard of, you probably have. Have you heard of toke geckos? Those ones are they're so cute. And like I guess they make sounds. They're one of a few species. They're so awesome. Yeah. I was thinking about getting those, and then also I remember I was really looking into those crested geckos. I was really looking into crested geckos for a long time. I remember being kind of obsessed with them, but they are like bred specifically to look a specific way and everything like that. And let me tell ya, they are hard to come by and they are expensive. And there's really no guarantee that they'll be like, you know, of the utmost health, considering, considering like, you know, breeders don't really have a lot of stuff like guarantees with their pets. Like if they don't, you know, they could just have bad genetics, or the transition could just be like enough to shock them and like, you know, make them pass away. And if you spend a lot of money, it's like nothing protects you. So it's like, it's not worth it to me to get in that. And it's like if you become a breeder for those types of things, the return investment, it makes it possible to continue caring for them and for like, you know, just getting them in the first place. But for me, it's just not the right, I've never been in the right situation personally to get a very expensive reptile with a very short lifespan. Or I think that their lifespans are pretty short. I think they're just a few years. I don't think that they last too long naturally. This is gonna have some really wild looking orange markings. Very out there orange markings. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh man, crested geckos are so cute. I love them. They're like little eyelash geckos. They're so precious. I could never afford one. But they are just so awesome. And their care and everything like that, of course you want to make sure that they are. And geckos really aren't too bad as far as care goes. They're really not hard to care for or anything like that. It's just man, like they can be expensive, and like the crested geckos are, but like the leopard geckos are pretty affordable from what I've seen. They're a very affordable pet, and they're a very starter friendly pet, as I know. Pretty low maintenance ish. Whatever you might consider low maintenance. It's one of the pets that is considered to be that. Anyway, these look true. So I didn't watch the Smash Direct. but from what I could see, it was a Tekken character. Tekken. I never actually played Tekken though, so so I'm kind of lame, but you know, I was trying. I was trying to keep up. Uh, yeah, and also there's the new Breath of the Wild trailer dropped. Um, I didn't watch the direct. I forgot all about it. I remember that Erin was talking about how she was catching up on the old Breath of the Wild. She was the first one. She was doing all of the shrines or all of the temples, and probably trying to go for 100% completion, right? Like the Koroks and everything like that. The Breath of the Wild 2 trailer I did watch. My little brother showed it to me. Nice. My brother showed it to me too. I was super excited about it. It looked like a lot of new stuff was added. And I liked how the floating islands and everything like that. It was so surreal looking. I just really love the aesthetic, and I love how everything around the Calamity just looks like death and desert, and it looks like Arizona, man. It looks like death. But truly. Yeah, so that was it was very cool to see that. So of course I want to make this kind of uneven, but just a really cool, natural looking pattern. A lot of orange. Just a really fun color. Might want to get with the little bit more bold with the orange at the base of the tail. Yeah. A little bit there. Let's go ahead and get some more of it. We're just gonna kind of go a little crazy with the orange. Go. Yeah, I'm trying to have all the shrines and the pictures done. Nice. I just need to find all the seeds and collect some missing items. I figure I'll finish about the time number 2 comes out. Yeah, probably. The way you're going at it, I'm sure you'll have it done. That is awesome. That's so exciting. And I think it's great that you're going for the 100% completion. I feel like doing those kinds of things will really help you pick up on subtle details and things that will be in the sequel. So I feel like doing those things are pretty crucial to like if there's any kind of references and stuff hidden, you'll be able to see them. a lot easier than other people might. Pretty exciting. And also, it'll just be fresh in your head, too. The cool thing about that, too, is that it'll just make it easier to pick up the new game. Just pick up the controls and stuff. It's been ages since I've played Breath of the Wild, so I'm kind of a little bit like if you gave me the controller and told me to play like I did like 3 or 4 years ago, I couldn't, because it's been that long. I'm sure eventually I would get that muscle memory back, but it would probably come to me eventually, but oh my gosh, it's been so long for me. Hey, what's the news about Creepshow art? Yes. The new game does seem amazing. I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah, so the whole Creepshow art thing is kind of a rabbit hole, but I'm just kind of like freaked out by it. There's these two YouTubers that I had been subscribed to for a few years now. And, well, just to, I guess to put it kind of like in just a very basic terms, because I'm not qualified to be speaking on this, because these are like some very serious allegations and things, but I'm not normally one to speak on like YouTube drama or anything like that, but like you gotta understand that these are like creators that I had followed, and one of them I actually look up to a lot because she's also like an art mother, like a mother who does art as well. So I really look up to her. But essentially there's this stuff going on with like Creepshow Art, who's just kind of like a I followed her for, I subscribed to her for a while, but obviously now I'm unsubscribed. But she's being canceled hard right now because she's being dragged because she's an art channel who would like basically focus a lot on like gossipy stuff. Just your run-of-the-mill story time stuff, but it's very gossipy, kind of slandery. But she's like the type of person who is she's a very seriously compulsive liar, and it's very concerning. Anyways, she was stalking, just to put it super bluntly, allegedly, she was stalking Emily Artful for like 10 years. And she and her husband, who is Emily Artful's ex-boyfriend, are just like hell-bent on ruining Emily's life. So I guess she moved and got everything squared away, put out a very boldly put out a statement on it. And yeah, I guess she did a 2-hour live stream about the entire thing, and like evidence just started basically pouring out against this Creepshow art girl who was stalking Emily Artful for a decade, and now it's just not refutable at this point. Like they were like threatening her and like being creepy and using other accounts to threaten her, and taking pictures and stuff in their area, and like then Creepshow Art would copy, like, essentially the best that she could copy the content that Emily Artful was creating, just to have a leg up on her or something. I don't know, just a crazy psycho lady. For a decade, dude. It's insane. And it's very scary. If you ever get the time, definitely look into it. It's like really, it's quite the rabbit hole though, so you've gotta have the time for it. But it's just kind of freaky, man. Like, but I really adore Emily Artful. She would do these things called like sketchbook story times. And it's a series of hers. It's what kind of roped me in. The YouTube algorithm suggested her, and it was good content to put on while I was working in my shop anyways. I would just be in here in this room working on keychains and stuff for orders, and she was just really good content to have on. And then I was suggested Creepshow Art, and so it was like, you know, I subscribed to her, but I had fallen off a couple of times. I unsubscribed and then I resubscribed, and like some of the times she seemed like genuine when she would talk and everything, but it turns out pretty much everything she ever said, on her channel is just lies. Like, it's disgusting. Just to put it lightly, I mean, it's horrific, it's disgusting. She was a compulsive liar, she was stalking her. They traced her IP. They found that on an anonymous website called LOL Cow, she was also talking smack about everybody that she was an acquaintance with, a friend with, just everything, every bridge she ever made, she burned on that anonymous site. And the admins leaked her posts because she was breaking the rules by trying to promote herself by talking in the third person, like by trying to stir the pot, and by doing things that were against the rules of the site. And they explicitly say that if you do these things, we're going to put that information out there and you will no longer be anonymous. But she didn't listen. She broke the rules of the site, and now her stuff's out there. And all of the stuff just came pouring out. All of the evidence just came pouring out. There's nothing for her to hide behind, and everybody is unsubscribing. And it's hilarious. There's this live stream. There are multiple live streams watching her follower account drop. They're dragging her through the mud. She's done a huge oopsie for 10 years. Yeah. They are dragging her right now. It's like the craziest online thing I've ever seen. And normally I don't partake in any of these things, but I was subscribed to both of them. I watched both of their content for years. I watched all of their videos. Like, I was just a very avid viewer of both of them. And so to see these things going on, I'm in disbelief. I can't believe it. First of all, I respect Emily Artful way the hell more, even. I respect her more when I already respected her. And Creepshow Art, she put out one of her last videos that she put out in the beginning of the video. She was already trying to deceive the public and already trying to cover up her big oopsie about the IP address and everything. And she was trying to explain something, and I didn't even know about this. It was after the LOL Cow leak. She was trying to basically save face and lie again. And she lied and said stuff about, like, and I was watching the video, I was like, what the heck is this girl talking about? Like, because I didn't know anything about the LOL Cow thing. I didn't know anything about her her like talking poorly about all of the people that she made connections with, and all of the like just speaking with like horrible, like using very very poor language, and of course that's not new to her aesthetic. She would always, you know, use a lot of poor language, but she was just, oh my gosh, she was saying horrible things about people. Using slurs and stuff even, and it was kind of really out of her character, it seemed, unlike her, because she would say things like, oh, well, once you're on my good side, once I like you, once we're friends, I will never say anything bad about you. And it's like, well, when she went on those anonymous sites, guess what she did? She talked smack about literally everybody she claimed to be friends with. And just dragged everybody as much as she could. So just stirred the pot in general, man. And she got caught. She got exposed. And then on that video, she was trying to preface everything with like, oh, somebody like took my IP and hacked me and tried to spoof me. And it's like, the evidence just doesn't stack. So like basically she was claiming that somebody spoofed her IP, which, mind you, IP addresses cycle periodically. So for the record of it, for that to be happening, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Metroid Dread. Oh, I didn't see that. Another E3 thing that I didn't see. Nintendo knocked it out of the park today. They did a Metroid thing? Oh my gosh! No way. Dude, I'm so excited. For you in particular, because I know you're a big Metroid fan. For me, I mean, I'm happy to watch that stuff. So, you know, stream it and I'll watch it and I'll watch your VODs and, support you. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm happy with the E3. I didn't really like watch a lot on it, but I did see the Breath of the Wild trailer, and I gotta go back and look at it a little bit more. I'm surprised my brother's not talking about Metroid then. If they literally did that. The sequel to Fusion we were waiting for since 2005. I saw the Super Mario Party Alt Superstars. Okay, is that like kind of like All Stars with the multiple, like you can play all the old classics but they're revamped? Because I did see screenshots of like revamped Mario Party and I was just like, what is this? I was kind of excited about it, you know? I was pretty stoked to see some stuff. Amazing. Incredible. I wanted some Pokemon and Animal Crossing news. Aww. So there wasn't Pokemon news. I heard there was an Animal Crossing news. It's a top 100 with 5 of the best boards from 1, 2, and 3. A top 100. A top 100? Well, that sounds really awesome. I saw the screenshot. Somebody made a meme of the screenshot with the Bowser, like the explodey balloon, where the mini game, like where you like pump the air thing and it like blows up the balloon and you like don't know who it's gonna land on, who's going to like, you know, explode. whose balloon is going to explode, or it's the same balloon but like, you know, the mini game. with Bowser's balloon. Yeah. I saw a meme with that, and it was like all pretty and revamped, and I was like, huh? I was like, did they revamp old minigames? What did they do here? So that's really cool. Pokemon has its own directs, to be honest, and hopefully no Pokemon news means they'll take time with Arceus Legends instead of rushing it out like they did with Sword and Shield. Truth. Yes, speaking the truth. So, like, oh man, that's all good news. That is such good news. It's like going to say, I don't remember. Oh yeah, you're right about the Pokemon. The Pokemon Directs, they do have kind of like their own little thing, and then also with Animal Crossing, they have update trailers that are just. They're not part of that either. So I thought that they weren't going to, and a lot of like YouTube channels. I keep bringing up YouTube, but I'm a YouTube addict. A lot of like YouTube channels, like I think Maramori had mentioned that they don't predict that Animal Crossing. Now I could be wrong. It might not be Maramori, but one of those Animal Crossing channels, maybe even just Crossing Channel. I don't remember. They predicted that it wouldn't be in E3 and that it would drop. They would drop an update trailer shortly after. So yeah, that's what they think, anyways. So who knows, right? So let's see. Do I want to add orange here too? Some orange in there as well, just a little bit of orange, just kind of peppered in everywhere, right? Okay, so we've kind of done a lot to add that pretty, beautiful, vibrant orange. I do kind of need to go through the edges here. I need to mix up another blue with a nice, super saturated blue. I've got to get some cyan in here. Where is my cyan? This looks beautiful, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. You are amazing. I'm really hoping we get something for Animal Crossing soon, though. It's been over a year with no Brewster, no Tommy store upgrade, nothing. Yeah, well, remember, we're on year 1 of updates when it's planned to update for 3 years. So I feel like they're really probably going to drag it out, which I think is quite silly. I really thought that they were going to go the experimental route this time around. I didn't think it would be this long, though. I first predicted when they decided to announce free updates kind of early on in the life, I predicted that they would have 2 years of updates. Just 2 years. And my brother thought that too, because that's how Splatoon was. So when they did updates for that, they just did, or they didn't do updates, they did like the Splatfests. They kept that alive for 2 years. So then they announced 3 years for Animal Crossing, and I think that they just want to keep that relaxed, kind of chill, like long playability sort of thing. To be honest, I haven't been on Animal Crossing in months. I've been preoccupied with Monster Hunter, you know. But it's I feel like the updates aren't really, personally, I don't think that they're lacking, but then I'm also not the type of person to, like, I probably would have played daily and would still play daily if I hadn't fallen off in the first place. And the only reason I did was because my schedule ended up being too busy for Animal Crossing. I couldn't play like any games for the longest time when my shop was just totally slammed. But now that that's kind of calmed down, I technically do have time for a little more time for Animal Crossing, but I just haven't really used it. And it's not anything against... I don't think there's anything wrong with the content that's out right now, but, you know, and I do feel like I'm super far behind, and it's almost off-putting, because there's just so much stuff I haven't even touched, you know, I haven't even, you know, I haven't even utilized a lot of these updates just because I haven't been on, and that's my own fault, you know, I see it as my own fault, because I've been preoccupied personally, and I've been kind of a little bit too afraid to go back to the ruins that I have left behind. Probably have to time travel and get caught up on the date, you know? That's what I think anyway. Pretty far behind on that Animal Crossing. But I have been playing Monster Hunter, and I'm at HR 6 right now, so I'm trying to improve on that one. Yeah, I didn't get any Splatoon 3 info either. Yeah, I don't imagine it'll probably be a couple years, right? I would imagine anyways. I don't think there's... It was a shock when they came out with the Splatoon 2, and, like, that was big news. I just remember being, like, so happy for my brother, because I didn't play Splatoon. Like, I did... He let me play Splatoon, but I can't get used to the controls, and, like, I just couldn't get used to it. So I just kind of gave up on that game. But that was, but it was fun to watch him play. I liked to watch him play. And when the news came out for Splatoon 2, I was super stoked. And, yeah, told him about it and everything. It was really cool. Alright, so let's kind of add... Just kind of gonna add some little markings in here. Negative markings. Oh yes, and I'm kind of liking the way that this is turning out now. I'm dozing off. I'll have to call it a night. Have a good rest of your time zones. And awesome work today. It was time zones and autocorrect. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you, McQuacken. And thanks for sharing your little gecko, your little picture of your gecko. I was super stoked to see that. I'm sorry I turned off my notifications for messenger messages. I've been kind of hiding away from the messages lately. Nothing against anybody. It's just been super stressful for me for a little bit. So I kind of decided to take a little bit of a break from messenger messages. Because, yeah, sometimes people just get into these really, really long conversations with me, and I love to talk, and I almost just can't shut up. But I can't strike my balance, you know? I talk too much or just can't talk at all. There's something wrong with me, man. But, yeah, I just decided to take a little bit of a break from messages right now, but I've been kind of feeling guilty about it, so I should get back on. I have this aversion to instant messaging. I do. Oh, you meant time zones. Okay, good. Good rest of your time zone. Okay. I think that makes a little bit more sense when I think about it being intentional. I just was not sure. I thought you meant like stream or something, and I just kind of turned into that, but yes. Okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for being here, you amazing person. I hope you have a lovely, wonderful night. And thanks again for showing me your cute little gecko. Cute little baby gecko. I'm gonna try to get this negative space in here as well. And then we've got this little stuff to do. We've got to make little water drop shapes inside the wings. Just this interesting, intricate pattern. It's like an ornate pattern. Almost. Yeah, there we go. Just a very like animals and creatures in the wild that just have these really intricate patterns on them. That's what this little creature has. Alright. Let's see. I do want the ones on the ears to be a lot lighter though, with the ears, because the ears are definitely lighter, like a nice little green. I'll probably add some yellow to those. Let's go ahead and mix up. What color do I want to mix up? Let me think. What do I even want to do? Truly. These are the real questions. Oh, right. The gray that's here, I never even filled that in. I think it's kind of important to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's get that done. One track from my playlist that I had to delete. It was the Final Fantasy Battle one. Because YouTube hates it. No, it's because YouTube actually picked it up and struck it for infringement or whatever. So, no more of that track, right? Went ahead and canned that one, which is fine. Well, we're still making progress tonight. See, I thought that we weren't really going to make a lot of progress, but looks like it. What is this, like, drum beat sound song, by the way? Do you dig it? You listen to the bass? This one is Kirby. This one is... I think it's called Marshmallow Kingdom from Kirby Superstar. Let me check. It's a Kirby Superstar track. I definitely know that much. It is called... Marshmallow Castle. Yeah, that's the one. Marshmallow Castle. Yep, yep. It's so loud, it's hard to hear you sometimes. That might be because of the positioning of my my mic over here. It's nice though. Okay. Well, that's positive. I should listen back on the VOD and just see what you mean so that I can adjust. Adjustments are necessary once in a while, right? I think that I do kind of just mumble and ramble, and if I start doing that, don't be afraid to tell me. It's totally okay. I'd rather correct that stuff and for you to be able to hear me than to just continue rambling on. Like, it's totally okay. It's not rude. It ain't rude. I feel like sometimes people are afraid to tell when something's wrong because, you know, they don't want to come off like mean or anything, like they're insulting, and it's not. It's totally not. I'm very, very excited to hear feedback so that I can improve. And I might have to, I wonder if the equalizer on my Windows Media Player is working. I remember that being a feedback from my brother before. This track is the, this one is the beta, it's a beta track from Pokemon Battle Revolution. Do you remember playing that, Noelle? I don't think I ever played that with you. I don't know if you ever played it, but boy, I was obsessed. Back in the day of Pokeboard. It might be that heavy bass is much more noticeable, possibly. You're stupid. No, you're not. What are you talking about? The noise I was hearing was from Twitter. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No way. I'm relieved. You're not stupid. I'm relieved. You're not stupid, but I am relieved. I will tell you that. Okay. So now we've kind of colored that in, but we still have a lot to do with it. Like, good load. We have so much left to do. It's unreal. The more I do, the more I feel like I still have to do. It's hard to say. I'm leaving the eyes blank still. And I know that's kind of like freaky, but like it's not until I'm getting into the fine detail brushes that I'm going to actually like change that, fix that. It's gonna stay that way for a sec. Hope you guys don't mind the soulless eyes, but let me tell you, it's not gonna stay like that. It's totally okay. It's not gonna have freaky white eyes the whole time, you know? I was wondering why it was so loud and looping constantly. Well, that would have been kind of annoying, huh? I think it probably would have been a little wacky. Wait a minute. I got like 4, 5, 6, 7. I got like 4 new followers? 4? What happened, dude? Well, that's really cool. That is so cool. I had like a surge of new followers earlier. They're really amazing, awesome people who rated me. And that was super exciting because I feel like I was kind of streaming at a little bit of a new time. And so I probably reached some people that I wouldn't normally be able to. So that was very exciting. I was super, super stoked about that. Let me see. What is next? There's so much left to do, I don't even know where to focus right now. Oh my gosh. What do I do? Okay, next thing. Maybe I should be getting into fine detail right now. I don't see anything really left that isn't fine detail work. So perhaps I should start doing that then. Okay. I kind of have this idea. Actually, I want to mix up like a darker orange right now. Hold on. Let's do a nice dark orange. A very red orange. Now hold on. What kind of hue do I want? I think I do want like kind of like a red orange over here. But I also want something really, really dark to kind of hit these two. So let's go ahead and start working on something that is... I think I know what I'm doing. Possibly. We shall see if this orange works out for me. So your Twitter is exploding. What kind of stuff is exploding on Twitter today? Why have you not been hired to design Pokemon yet? That would be freaking cool, but yeah, I mean I'm not there. That would be so cool, man. But Game Freak, after all I said about them, they would never take me in anyway. You know what I mean? Oh, they would be a little butthurt about the things that I have said. Unfortunately. Nah. But like for real, like it would be a very cool thing if that were reality, but alas, it is not. But perhaps one of these days I'll get picked up by a cool company, which I'm sure is not too far off, if I want to. I might want to do that though for work. Once my daughter is going to school, I can see if I can find some remote jobs that are just art jobs, potentially. I've had some little emails and stuff that were offers before, so I think it would be... they weren't like job offers, they were more like, hey, we saw your portfolio, can you apply? Like, it's more like just an application thing. Yeah. So, who knows? Some of them I know are total scams, though, and some of them are legit. So you just gotta weave through the scams. And if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah, alright. But I am really enjoying these wings. It's kind of hypnotic, I guess. Got a lot of color to them. I'm able to just kind of push the color into the canvas and just kind of blend it in with the colors that are already there, which is not possible without this humidifier, which is doing wonders for me. Shout out to Gammy Loves Robin for giving me that awesome humidifier, because it is life-changing. I'm saying. Yeah, that's unfortunately the case too often, for sure. There are times where I will get these emails that are like super, like, totally not legit. And And I'm just like, you know, just another one, you know? Just another. All the time, man. It happens kind of often. It's pretty sad. Pretty unfortunate. There's a lot of scam stuff going out there, especially with, like, you know, people who are aspiring artists and stuff that are just like, your email is out there and they just prey on these people. You know who also preys on aspiring artists? Galleries. Galleries prey on aspiring artists. Especially digital galleries, particularly, because or those things that'll reach out to you like on Instagram and say you only have to pay a flat fee of $70 and we'll feature you in this magazine, and it's like, it's stupid. Nobody reads the magazine, nobody buys the magazine. They're just profiting off of people for nothing. Nobody buys their magazine to flip through the art and then go like, oh yes, I want to buy from this artist. Like, no. At the very least, I'm pretty sure you probably make a better designer than most of the Temtem creators, though there have been a solid few I loved. Redbubble and Instagram, yeah. I would love to do something like Temtem, though. I mean, that would be pretty freaking cool. That would be very, very cool. Yeah, if I had a job as like a designer on that, though, that would be really, really amazing. I would totally design Temtem. I used to draw all kinds of weird little fantasy creatures. Lots of inspiration from Pokemon as well, so I feel like it would be a good fit, if anything, you know? I feel like it would be a very good fit. The Temtem universe, I could probably, I would enjoy doing that. Truly. But I do appreciate those kind words, those super amazing compliments. They mean a lot to me. They really mean a lot to me to hear. I just am so happy that I had this point in my life where I can, like, do my dragon art, because I never really had this drive before. I never really had this opportunity, the same opportunity before. I just am super glad to be able to do this right now, because like I mentioned, it just wasn't something that I could do. Like, while I was working full-time, honestly, I just didn't have it in me to make art. I pretty much didn't have, like, anything left in me to make art. Like, I just felt like my creativity was killed, and I would come home and it was just beat to a pulp, and it's like, even if I wanted to, like, you know, draw or something, I never was actually in the mood for a while. I mean, that could have just been from being in that art depression thing that I was talking about a lot before, so it could just be that. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. But yeah. Yeah, but I'm just really happy to be doing this now. I felt like it just wasn't quite feasible before, but now here I am doing the stuff that I wanted to do for ages and ages, and it's just cool. It's just fun. I am glad SMTV. Oh, yeah. Super Metroid. What is it called again? I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy because I do remember you just like feeling so distraught about like I think like the last E3 or something, and like also you talking about Metroid before and this kind of you know, ranting about the fact that it's a neglected IP that you really enjoy. And so it's just like it's nice to see. It's nice to know that you have that now. That is coming out, that's legitimate news, that there's like actual something on Metroid for once ever, like holy crap. Metroid Dread. Oh, okay. Oh! Shin Megami Tensei. Oh! Yeah, you were talking about that too. That is true. I should go back and watch the E3 and just look at it and see if I'm hyped for anything. I think I'm still a little too kind of like into Monster Hunter right now to even be bothered to play anything else or anything right now. I was thinking about playing tonight after this, but yeah, but I think I should honestly just sleep, which is why I moved the stream so that my schedule is now officially 10 to 1 instead of the regular 11 to 2 because I have to get up in the morning with my daughter. She will wake me up. She's so funny. She will slam into me until I just get the heck up. Like, if I'm not fast enough to wake up, she just, like, she's so funny. She'll just, like, tackle me and topple me and just, she's just, you know, she'll get rough, you know? It's so cute. She does not give me a break. We still need to play Rise. You have Rise. I didn't know that. But that'd be great. Now, I'm only at Hunter ranking 6. My brother has been playing it for a while, and I'm still kind of a little bit far behind. I finished all of the village quests. I have the Jaratodus armor. I don't remember what it's called. The mudfish. I'm not that far myself, to be honest. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe I can help move you along. If I'm further, I'd be happy to do that. We should play then. We should play in that case. Well, in any case, I would like to play. To be completely real with you, I would like to play. In any case. Okay. Just kind of make those markings a little bit more intense. I just left some paint here. That's fine. Not a big deal. All paint can be painted over. So, there's no reason to paint ever. All paint can be painted over. Yeah, I'm never worried about that kind of stuff. I expect it to happen all the time. It's the truth. This needs a little bit of white in it. That's why it does not really. as bright as I want it to. And I also need some more red and yellow in there. It's definitely not saturated enough, for sure. Needs more yellow. Needs more yellow, needs more white. Anytime it takes me a while to mix up a paint because I'm just trying to get exactly the right hue, I always think of that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog with Muriel, baby Muriel, and she goes, more cheese, less macaroni. Less macaroni, more cheese. And then she panics. Yes, I said 6. No, 96, no. Yeah, I'm way back there. That's right, that's right. Yeah, no, I'm far behind, dude. I'm trying to tell you. No, I did not say 96. I said 6. That is correct. Correctamundo. So yeah, I didn't get too far. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a baby. To be honest, I hadn't really had the chance to play much. I can't play that game. I tried to play that game while my daughter's awake, but I can't. I have to do it at night. I have to play pretty much every game at night when she's sleeping because she doesn't want to watch me play games. She's interested in Sonic, but I don't want to play Sonic. You know what I mean? Like, she'll watch me play that, but I don't really want to play Sonic. She will demand that I play Sonic for her entertainment. But she gets mad when I put on Monster Hunter, and she will also get in front of the screen. So yeah. No Monster Hunter. Oh wells. And there's me at HR4. We should hunt together, Aaron. We really should, because then... And my brother, he's even further ahead. He's very far ahead. He's like kind of ranking, I got like 200 something. Now I could be wrong. He's super far ahead. But he'll like lower his gear for me so that he can come back to like the to like the older quest so that he can hunt with me. He's so sweet. My brother's so nice. It's very, very helpful for me. Otherwise, I just hunt in the hub on my own. Like, if I'm not hunting with just him, I haven't hunted with anybody except for him. And otherwise, I'll just hunt on my own. If he's not available, I just play it myself. Which kind of sucks, because the hub ones are a little bit, they're a little bit beefier. The monsters are kind of beefy. So, it's a bit of a challenge. It's a bit of a challenge, if I don't say so myself. Truly, it's kind of difficult. But I mean, that's the point. It's the point of high rank, and it's the point. Anyways, do you do your hunts alone too? It's kind of tough. I thought it's doable. It's definitely doable. In fact, I feel like it's easier than doing that in the old games. But I could be mistaken. I've done a few online with randos, but none of my friends play. Oh. Yeah, well, that means we should. That means that we should play. Because that's kind of lame. I haven't played online with randos yet. I feel like that would be fun. But it's kind of lame that your friends don't play. I would be happy to play that with you. We should arrange something sometime. That would be awesome. I mostly farm monsties with friends, but lately we've been hard focusing on the rampages since they gave hella money and experience. Oh. Oh, okay. Very cool. Hey, are there hub rampage? There are hub rampage quests, aren't there? I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I remember actually doing one with my brother, so I don't know why I'm asking that question. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so we are going to kind of like get these little markings in here. Lots of little H markings. There's a lot of little H markings. And then also, there's a marking that's kind of like this. That goes long. And then it kind of like picks back up right here. Okay. And then... Oh, I hear my little bird. He says, how are you? There he is. I keep getting these sunlight rays. What are they? Yay! Amazing. You have seen Brewster. His name is Brewster. How are you? that's like actually sound from that sound clip is from him saying how are you. Oh, that's great. There's an echo though, and it's due to OBS picking up multiple sound sources, so I haven't fixed that one yet, but I haven't really found that one to be super urgent to fix, because you just hear it twice instead of once. When from my end, you only hear it once, but from your end, you will hear it twice in the stream. You'll hear him say, how are you, twice. There's a little bit of an echo. Yeah, but I tried to look for ways to kind of change up my sound sources, and I found a way, but it requires that I like kind of get rid of my Windows Media playlist and try to do a different method, and it's tedious, so I'm not really sure that I want to do all of that yet. But eventually. Okay, let's add some blue into this and try and make this darker. I want to make this like dark, kind of like a dark brown, dark orange. We add a little bit of reds into it, a smidgen of yellow, so that we can get this nice deep brown. It's not quite as dark as I hoped, actually. Let's add more blue. Yeah, that might be better. We have just a couple minutes left, really. Yeah, that's my bird Brewster, and then I also have one of Pecco, and that's the Pecco Beeps. It's so much fun. I love doing like custom Twitch stuff. It's just super fun. Oh my gosh. So much fun! Let me think. A little bit of violet. Let's actually mix up some violet. I think that'll actually really help. Not with the magenta. Oh my gosh, not the magenta. I need to use a little bit of Naphthol Rude Red. That's what we'll use. Just a little bit of violet. We're gonna mix that up, and with it, I'm gonna kind of mix the brown and the orange into that and get kind of like this really deep color. I think I can use it over here. Go, a little bit of that. kind of make that like a little bit darker. Yeah. Awesome. We're not on too terribly much longer. We have like a minute. Hey, maybe since it's 1 and not like super freaking late, maybe we can go raid somebody. I don't think I'm gonna stay up though, so maybe I should just host somebody. Who's up at this time? I like have been getting up before 6 a.m. It's been completely super early in the morning. Raid me one day. I would like that. I just need to be streaming at the right time. You know when to catch me though. I mean, you know. I try to be predictable, but you know, for a little while I wasn't streaming though, so I guess that's a little unpredictability that I just kind of added to it. But yeah, I mean, if I can catch you at the right time, I would be happy as hell to do that. I have, what's the word? I have hosted you. And I'd be happy to do that too when I catch you, when I know. But that'd be really cool. For sure. I would be super happy to raid you. Yes, I would. Alright, let me think. Alright, I guess I can fade this in. Just kind of fade that down. Alright, I suppose I should wrap things up. I'm just super into this, man. I never feel like I'm at a stopping point. But I'm so happy that my paints lasted because Gammy loves Robin. Once again, I can't stop blasting her name. She got me this really cool humidifier that's helping me keep my paints from drying out and just you know, dying on me. So they would clump and just be totally unworkable, but now they are like it's easier to blend, so I'm just really glad for it. It's saving me so much time and frustration. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I have what? What's this? Oh, hey, it looks like allow, of course, silly chat. Automod held a message, so I'm gonna try to allow it, alright? I've been waking up 4 a.m. every day this week because my brother's on a super early schedule and his dogs run into my room and jump in my bed. Dude, that drive me nuts. That would drive me crazy. Yeah, it's yeah, that's really awful. I hope that they get out of your bed quick so you can actually sleep, my dude. That would be great. Alright, you guys. I hope you all have an amazing night. I will catch you on Thursday. I can't believe it's Wednesday now. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, Noelle. Bye, Rin. Bye, Gammy Loves Robin. Have a super good night, you guys. Bye.